Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I was watching live coverage of E3. I even woke up early for the Nintendo digital event, so that was rather neat, and it was a lot of fun. I have to tell you that one because they had there was a show on Cartoon Network called Robot Chicken, and they had done the opening like that to where I can't remember his name. The Nintendo of America CEO came out, and he was saying about how the president of Nintendo wasn't coming to E3 this year, and someone started complaining about just gonna be another Mario game. So then his suit turned into the fire suit for Mario. So, and he went and lit the guy on fire. I was like, really? And then all the Mario villains pop down, like Wario and Luigi and Waluigi. So they pop down, and then it caused some havoc because Mario was so mad that he wasn't getting the game this year. So I don't know, but then they went on to show the American president, or not American president, but Nintendo America president and president of Nintendo, like fighting, like hand to hand, and it was like done in such a laughable manner where it was like he'd be hitting, like the Japanese president would be hitting the Nintendo America president so hard he'll fly back, and then the Nintendo America president would do a flying punch forward, and then the whole thing lead into something for Super Smash Brothers. And like that's how they actually introduced the entire digital event, was like that, and it was pretty neat. Now, one of the things that they had, this was actually towards the middle of the event that they had this, was the Alpha Sapphire and Mega Ruby reveal E3, which was awesome. Alright, and the starters, I have to say, holy crap on Mega Swampert. Like, that was freaking, like, we all saw, Mega Blaziken from X and Y, and then, Mega Sceptile was kind of like, okay, not too bad, looks less like a plant raptor and much more like kind of like a plant lizard, thing. But then, Mega Swampert popped out and it looked like freaking Popeye. I was like, holy crap. It was like if Popeye and Pete were actually to meld together, it would be like, oh my god, that thing was just like amazing looking. So it was just insane. Then I was doing some research and found out that Groudon and Kyogre are not getting Mega Evolutions. It's actually in the name of why the games are called Alpha and Omega, because they're getting Primal Evolutions. Okay, now what this is differs from the other ones. I guess they be holding on to like Primal Stones or something like that. And I think I actually remember back in the original games is once you beat the team that you were, or the team that you're playing the game of, is that you would go ahead and they'll give you some kind of like, stone. Like how in Silver and Gold is they'll give you a feather of the birds. Like they gave you some kind of stone, so it's probably a primal stone to change. It probably works with the Mega Ring, but gives them a primal evolution, and they look fantastic. Like I saw like between Kyogre and Groudon, I love Groudon more. Like I have seen people use Kyogre, and I was like, I'm not really much for, water type. But, I like Groudon because he is fire ground. So, it's, he's pretty cool. And one thing I never really noticed until the Prime Evolutions were released is that the symbols for Aqua and Mega are actually on the characters themselves. Obviously, Kyogre's, his thing is on his head, which that was pretty obvious. But I never really saw it on Groudon until I saw the primal evolution of it, and it's on his feet. It's like, holy crap. It's like, I never noticed that before until now. Like, that was pretty insane. That was like, holy crap. Alright, and then they also released 2 new Mega Evolutions. They have Mega Sableye, which actually looks pretty neat, because the ultimate gem on his chest, like, it's, pops out, and he now stands behind that like a riot police shield. And he pokes his head out from the side, and when he goes to attack, he hops up on top of it. Just don't tell Link about it, or he's going to come and steal that ruby. So, alright, then there also is, believe it or not, already is Mega Diancie. And Mega Diancie is like, holy crap looking. It's like, almost like a goddess looking thing. Like, it's pretty awesome looking. Like, I cannot wait for when they release Diancie here in America. Like, that's going to be awesome. Alright, then I'm going to change gears here for the whole Super Smash Bros. Thing. Alright, that there is... I got some music for this one here. Let me pull this down a little bit here, just so I'm not blowing out yours, because I'm not going to be doing up some more stuff, but it's just for the game music. So, alright, there we go. So, for the new Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, looks as though to have Greninja as either a unlockable character or else a boost. So, an item or a boost. So, that looks pretty neat. Also, with the new Super Smash Bros. Is that they have something called a Mii Fighter. And that's what, I believe his name is Phil. Phil LeMay is his name, I believe. And Phil LeMay is Nintendo America president, and I could not tell you the Nintendo Corp president, but when they were fighting all, they're actually introducing the new thing that they have for the Wii U and 3DS Super Smash Bros., which is called Mii Fighter. Now, it's your own character as a Mii. So let's say you and your girlfriend tend to get into a few bouts or whatever about who's ever right, about which character's strong. You'd be like, well, here, let's take it to the mat. We'll go ahead and we'll upload our Miis into the Super Smash Bros. Thing on the Wii U, and we'll fight it out. Now, with it, there's 3 different types of Mii Fighter. There's a brawler, which is barehanded, up close fighter. Then there's a gunner, which is has a gunner thing, for long distance. And then there's a swordsman, who's in a mid range, and has a sword. And so you can go ahead, you can play that and just knock each other senseless in that, and be like, do whatever you want to do with that. And then another character that has entered the battle is Palutena from Kid Icarus. Yes, the goddess is now going to be fighting. I'm not sure if she's going to be available right away or if she's going to be unlocked later. She's probably going to be unlocked later. It's probably complete the mission she unlocks. So, some other games that they have that they have coming out is they have Hyrule Warriors, alright, which is like a Dynasty Warriors version of Legend of Zelda. From what they said so far of unlockable characters is Zelda herself, Link, obviously, Midna, Impa, and I think there's one more. No, there's only 4. So, Midna, Impa, Zelda, and Link were all locked, and Midna is on the back of the wolf. So, and it's just like, button mash, or just taking on waves and waves of enemy. So, that there is going to be pretty fun to go ahead and just, blow through. And that's only coming out for the Wii U. Then, the other big Legend of Zelda reveal was the brand new Legend of Zelda. It's going to be completely open world. Doing a thing, he was saying that, it's see these mountains in the background? You can actually get to that mountain. It just takes you a little bit of time to get there, but you'll get there alright. And, that was pretty awesome, because now people are like, yes, finally a Skyrim for Legend of Zelda. That's pretty awesome. And then another thing is Yoshi's Woolly World, which is pretty cool, where the creators of it, although they were looking at different types of yarn, and we're seeing like how it looks and how it looks when it gets unraveled and how it looks when it gets built, and so pretty much everything's like in a crochet manner, and it's pretty much Yoshi's Island but in a crocheted manner, which is pretty. And you can have a second player in which you can actually swallow the second player and launch him to get to a higher place or enemies. So that was pretty neat. And they had Toad's Treasure Tracker, which is kind of like a cutesy little, younger to teenage game it's just like a leisurely game to play. It didn't really look all that interesting all that much. And they had a Mario Maker, which is almost like a bonus, like kind of like just make your own levels and got to put the princess in different casts every time. Then the much more serious games that they released were a game called Xenoblade Chronicles X, which looked amazing, especially coming from Nintendo. I guess they're finally going, we cannot really do anything more by ourselves. We have to get third-party properties in here. So, and if they're doing with Xenoblade Chronicles, awesome, And for all those that are fans of the great game known as Bayonetta, there's a sequel coming out. And it's going to be packaged with Bayonetta 1 and 2. And all will be bonus things, because they were showing Bayonetta and Samus Aran outfit and Legend of Zelda outfit, and it was pretty interesting. Now, if you had read the description of this episode before hitting the play button, is that you saw me put down something saying about a new Pokemon spin-off game that would go ahead and drop that in there. That would go ahead and, bring out the inner Smeargle and everybody. And the game is Pokemon Art Academy. Now, it looks to me like it's just going to be a freehand, from what I was seeing of the game, is that it's going to be a freehand drawing game, which you'll have the picture in the top screen, and then on the touchscreen down below is where you have to draw everything. Now, it might just have points, might have a trace on it, but pretty much it was the creator of Pokemon was there to introduce this new game to a whole bunch of kids, and the kids were like gushing at this. They're like, oh my god, the creator of Pokemon is here. This is really cool to meet him. That is awesome. Like, I know I would be freaking out also if I was to see that. Like, that would be pretty awesome to see. Like, meet him, the creator of Pokemon, one of the greatest Nintendo franchises of all time. So, look at the following it has. And then, now I gotta jump back on over to the other music. Hang on here. While I do this, I should have switched these around. There we go. Alright, so the other thing that they released, and they showed it during the intro, is it showed Nintendo Corp president putting something on the Wii U controller. And it just looked like a figurine, and then Mario popped up on the screen. And I was thinking, oh, okay, obviously he's going to pull a Mario figurine and use that because that's, flagship icon. That's their mascot. No, here it is that it's an object like Skylanders. It's called Amiibo. And what it is a dual directional transfer device. Now, I know there's a whole lot of stuff to say, and it's a mouthful, but a dual directional transfer device is when you go put it on that little tiny square on